Hi, and welcome to another amazing day as a supervisor. There is not enough hours in the day, yet you have to get all tasks done on time and on schedule. And can you imagine that your boss may just give you one more ridiculous deadline to follow, and you have to complete the task? Well, today, let's look at 10 ways in which you can manage your time awesomely. Let's be superheroes. Let's go. Make a to-do list. Now, this is very important. So you may want to write all the things that you have to do today, all the assignments that you have, and ensure that you ascribe a time to it. Some persons like to do things within the first 3 hours of the day. Ensure that what your to-do list has every single thing that must be done. All deadlines, all meetings, and give a leeway just in case there's something that just came up like an emergency. A second thing that you want to do is do the most unpleasant thing during your peak period. Perhaps not the first thing in the day. There are some persons who believe that you should start off by swallowing or sucking on frogs, which is like the worst task to do. The thing is, if you find it unpleasant, it might somehow dampen your spirit for the day, and you may not want to do it. So guess what? Your unpleasant task must be done during your peak period, and that is the time that you function best. Perhaps it's first thing in the morning when there are few co-workers around, or late in the evening when everyone is gone home. Wherever or whatever your peak period is, ensure that the most unpleasant task is done at that time. 3. Do the most important thing first. Now, the most important thing may be a report that you have to do. Or it could be a case where there are things that are very important, but not necessarily urgent. So, urgent and most important must be done first. Therefore, you must be able to evaluate which task is most important versus which one is not so important. Like meetings, dreaded long meetings. The possibility lies that you could schedule the meetings for a little bit further in the day, because meetings have a tendency of being a little bit drawn out and may not require your immediate attention. So if you were sent an email that something has to be done right now, that might just be the most important task. You would have created a to-do list. Ensure that your to-do list has the most important and urgent tasks every single day. Ensure that is done within the first 2 hours, just in case upper management may require that you answer questions that they would ask you throughout the day. Number 4, say no. You're not a robot. You cannot do everything. And the possibility lies, because you're trying to be a superhero, you may bite off more than what you can chew. So simply say no to some tasks. Saying no doesn't make you to be a mean person, but saying no might just save you your job. So by saying no, it allows other persons to find somebody else to delegate the task to. And by saying no, it allows you to be focused on what you are supposed to do. Remember, 2 letters, N-O. Can't do it right now. Avoid all distractions and focus on the task at hand. Now, this can be a little bit hard to do, especially when you are training to become a supervisor. But trust me, when you have a task that must be done, you have to avoid all distractions. Now, it can be a little bit hard to do, especially when you are striving to be a supervisor. Trust me. There's always going to be a knock at the door. There's always going to be a complaint. You're technically like a fireman, ousting all the fires and a referee parting all conflicts. But you must ensure that you assign time, that you focus and pay attention to tasks that you must do. Therefore, number 1, put your phone away. Turn it off, place it on silent, and best as possible, put it in a drawer so it's nowhere near you. Second thing, just in case you have more than one windows on your laptop or computer, close them. Now, you may want to close your door and close your window, because you don't want persons coming in and out. However, if there's an emergency, an immediate crisis, You somehow will have to stop what you're doing, attend to the immediate crisis, because crisis, when not taken care of immediately, can somehow grow to be bigger monsters. So remember, stay focused, put away all things that can be distracting, or persons in the office that can be distractions, and ensure that you do what you must. Now, you've placed your phone away, you've removed all distraction, and it's now time to get down to the task. But before you do anything, remember, allocate time for this specific task. Now, ensure that you are realistic. Some tasks will take a very long time, others short time. So even though you're working hard to get the task done, you have to be realistic. Now, by timing each task, it allows your brain to concentrate and focus on what's happening now. Now, while you're doing different tasks, ensure that you place breathers between. And breathers can be walking around the room, answering a phone call, or speaking to somebody who wanted to see you, but you are pretty much just engrossed in what you are doing. Eat, sleep, and exercise. So even though the first 5 letters of Supervisors does say super, all superheroes need to sleep. And everyone, of course, have their kryptonite. You know, Superman does. So ensure that you eat, and this, of course, requires that you have a balanced meal. So ensure that you're eating your proteins, you're getting your fats, which are healthy fats, of course, your fibers, fruits, and vegetables. Remember, a relaxed brain is a more productive brain. And ensure that you sleep. Now, many supervisors, because of the anxiety, they try to do a lot of things at home just to be ready for the next day. Ensure that you allocate at least 6 hours for you to sleep. Non-interrupted sleep. Very, very important. Remember, your body needs to be rejuvenated. A well-rejuvenated body means a very productive and alert supervisor. And lastly, exercise. Well, nobody really likes to sweat that much, but ensure that you allow your body to get some exercise. It could be dancing, it could be swimming, it could be taekwondo. Whatever the exercise is, or simply walking up the stairs, whatever the exercise is, ensure that you get some. Because a well-rested, rejuvenated body makes you an awesome and super supervisor. Delegate tasks. Don't ever feel that you would have to do all the tasks within the department. You have to delegate. The best thing to do is to ensure that you give routine tasks to other team members. So, if you believe that you have to do a roll call every morning, why not delegate that task to somebody else? If you feel that you have to do rostering of staff for the day, you may want to give that to somebody else. Tasks which are important but routine can be given to more experienced team members. And trust me, this will make your schedule and your job a little lighter. However, do not delegate all your tasks to everyone. And then you sit inside the office and merely supervise, which is watching what everybody else is doing. No. That would be a very brutal and not so nice supervisor. So ensure you delegate. And remember, only routine tasks and to those which are experienced and know exactly what to do. Reward yourself. So it's the end of the day, it was productive, everything you needed to do was actually done. Woo! Now this is when you pop the champagne and of course you have the balloons coming down. But just in case you can't have all that fanfare, give yourself a pat on the shoulder, maybe a bar of chocolate, or buy that favorite shoes. Or for something a little bit more close to home, it may simply be watching a movie. Remember, not everyone will reward you, but you will have to reward yourself. So this is the end of another video. I hope you will have an amazing day. See you at the flip side of being amazing. Bye.